Paul McAfee and his wife Sharon take a stroll at their home in Tyler, Texas.
Thing is, you got to put them out here in order for that to grow.
Just a year and a half ago, Paul was locked up inside the Diboll Correctional Center.
I've been to prison, you may not know it, 10 trips in TDC, 10 trips, different trips. I got a bunch of felony convictions, all drugs.
Paul sat down with us to share his story of struggle and triumph after being incarcerated for more than 25 years of his life.
Being on drugs, it's a miserable life. It's a miserable life, and I just thank God that I got out of that cycle.
If you missed the first part of Paul's story, click on the link at the bottom of this article.
You got the wrong remote, you probably.
The truth is, after reoffending 10 times, Paul says he had little hope he would ever change.
If you was to see my rap sheet, you'll say, God, people can't believe it right now that I'm still out.
But everything changed for Paul after being transferred to MTC's Diboll facility.
Welcome to Diboll. You know, go down the sidewalk, go in the chow hall, you get a culture shock because everything real clean. You know, everything is laid out. The rec yard is immaculate, no trash nowhere. So I'm like, man, there's something ain't right about this situation.
Paul says he had never experienced such a well-kept prison, and he recalls one of the first things Warden Driskell told him.
He said, I'm very accessible. I walk up and down this sidewalk daily. And you don't hear that from a warden that much. And I really observed him, and then I started meeting the other officers. They speak to you, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, Mr. McAfee, or good morning. And that carried a long way.
And it gave him the confidence and desire to begin making real changes in his life.
If you allow yourself to change, allow people to help you, accept the help that's available, and find your higher power.
For the next 2 years, Paul immersed himself in programs. Everything from a speakers club called Toastmasters to faith-based programs to financial preparedness.
If you take advantage of every class there is, and I took anger management, and I knew I had anger problems, you know, I implement it daily. If you don't want to change for yourself, think about the people that's behind you. When you go to prison, you affect the whole family, whether it's your kids, your mom, distant relatives, or somebody in the neighborhood, or little kids that look up to you. And then you get ready to go to work.
Paul and his wife are happily married.
I'm proud of him. I'm really proud of him. He done came a long way.
Now, go all the way around. Uh-oh, you burning rubber.
They have 17 grandchildren, and Paul says his family brings him the greatest joy.
Yeah. Green? Okay. Green light. Red light. And my helping them, it helps me to stay sober, clean, and free from incarceration, because it gives me something to live for. You know, I can see myself in them.
Diboll taught my husband how to be a man, how to provide, how to respect, you know, how to trust.
How do you feel knowing that your life has changed because of what you experienced there?
You know, I feel tremendous, and I give God the grace, because, you know, if I could do it, I'm gonna be able to help somebody else. Whoever see this, see me, they're gonna say, well, if he could do it, I could do it.
In most cases, ex-offenders want nothing to do with the prisons where they serve time. But for Paul, it's just the opposite.
I had always called back to the prison and tell them thank you, or thank you. Call at different locations in the prison, just say thank you. I really appreciate it, because I'm really grateful of the opportunity from the chaplain, from the warden, from the volunteers, from all the staff. It was like a culture shock to me.
Paul spoke so highly of his time at Diboll, we arranged for him to visit for the first time since he was released in December 2015.
Good morning.
Hello, how you doing today? All right?
Yes, sir.
It didn't take long for Paul to run into familiar staff and offenders.
Well, look at here. What's up, brother? How you doing? I'm doing all right. God bless you, bro. Yeah, everything good.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, buddy.
It was time to meet up with the warden.
I never thought I'd come through this here door. Hey, how you doing? I'm all right. Everything good? Good to see you. It's my wife, Sharon.
Hello.
Sharon, this Warden Driskell.
Nice to meet you. I heard a lot about you.
Paul says the visit was like a big family reunion.
Help me get focused. Hey, Miss Ross, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thank you. That's my wife, Sharon. Coming from where I come from and being through what I've been through, there's hope for anybody. If I can make it, there's hope for anybody.
So this was your old home?
Yeah, this was my old
right
home.
Here.
This was my old cell. Hey, man, what's up?
Warden Driskell was touched to see Paul again, and especially to know he was making the right choices on the other side.
And it's good to hear the success stories from him. You know, it's kind of the fruits of our labor of what we do. That's why we do what we do, is to help them be successful, put tools in their toolbox. When they get out of prison, they're able to be successful. He's obviously an example of that, of what MTC represents, and he took advantage of the programs while he was here, and it's certainly paying off for him.
I'm just glad that it made you a better person, and I thank God that he sent you here.
We have an opportunity to affect people every day that we come to work, and to see what we do is actually making a difference in society. It's worth every day.
Do you think the people there really care about the inmates and really care about them wanting to change their lives, Paul?
I know they care about the inmates and want to see them change their life. People try to motivate even the worst inmates to do better.
And while not all offenders choose to make lasting changes in their lives, Paul says he's living proof that it's worth the effort.
You talked about how some inmates don't want to change, but you wanted to change, and isn't one life worth it?
Yeah, I feel like it's worth $1 million. I wouldn't trade it in for nothing in the world. You know, I'm sober, I'm clean, got a nice family, nice place to live. If I want to just get on the horses and take off, I take off. If I want to go to a restaurant and eat, that's what I do. You know, ain't nothing better than that.